My latest assignment as reporter for Life for You television brought me into dangerous territory recently, the deserted streets of New York City. What happened? Looks like some kind of disease has wiped out mankind. Hey, who was that? Somebody is still alive. Looks as though he's searching for something. But for what? Zombies? Oh man, I thought they killed all of them and 28 weeks later. I was slowly putting the pieces together. Apparently, the Electric Sheep Company had created a game on 5 Sims as a movie tie-in with the Warner Brothers feature I Am Legend starring Will Smith. The film is based on Richard Matheson's 1950s sci-fi classic of the same name, previously on the big screen as The Omega Man and The Last Man on Earth. In the original story, Robert Neville thinks he's the sole survivor of a plague that has turned everyone else into vampires. Neville kills them all, eventually garnering a reputation for the last of a dead breed, a human, a legend.
They were afraid. They didn't know.
When the Sheep designed I Am Legend Survival for Second Life, they closely followed the novel's adaptation for the screen. Will Smith plays the scientist Neville, the last human survivor in New York City, and mankind's last hope for a cure. Corey Ito is a texture designer at Electric Sheep and project manager for the I Am Legend game.
You can choose to be either an uninfected person or an uninfected dog, or you can choose to be an infected human, who are called Darkseekers in the movie, or an infected dog. So you can either choose to fight for the human side or just jump in and run around and tear and maim and kill and just have a fun time doing that.
Corey says the game is collaborative, bringing console-type quality to SL, not only in graphics, but in narrative.
The nature of the game, especially if you're playing as a human, is such that you really have to work together. As you're running around these New York City Sims, you can pick up salvage that you collect and then combine in the CDC lab to make things like better weapon upgrades, medical kits, defense weapons, and eventually the cure for the disease.
The Sheep, together with its client Warner Brothers, will decide when to insert elements of the cure into the system, thereby controlling when the story will end. Corey hopes the big pool of beta testers will stay on and bring their friends in to populate the Sims right away. Plus, a whole bunch of newbies might show up too, with Linden Lab having opened up the orientation experience to selected brands like Enchi Chung. The Electric Sheep Company has combined the I Am Legend game with a newbie help center. You just have to sign up through their website and whoosh, you're instantly transported into arguably the darkest corner of SL. Too late now for a sample of Chunky Monkey.
One of the biggest creative problems that we had to tackle was how to work in both a new player orientation and a regular game orientation into the same sim. So we've divided it up into 2 tracks. If you're brand new to Second Life, you can follow this track over here with the green arrows and learn all of the basic things that you normally would at a regular new player orientation in Second Life.
Next, the noob can pick up a free skin. For those who are more experienced, and by that I mean ready to shoot stuff, there are game-specific avatars, infected and clean, all with custom animations and weaponry, as well as the required game HUD. Obviously, this project goes far beyond the typical short-lived movie tie-in, all too familiar in virtual worlds. Director X or Actor Y shows up, answers a few questions, hands out t-shirts, and exits, leaving behind not much more than the official trailer. In I Am Legend, players, fans, whatever, can die, get regenerated, and play until the cows come home, even if the movie bombs at the box office.
This is absolutely set up so it can have a life of its own past the movie if the demand is high enough. There's no reason that this couldn't run on its own for really indefinitely, even if we don't introduce the cure for many, many moons from now.
The Electric Sheep Company, with its 60-plus employees and more than 20 freelance contractors picked from SL's creme de la creme, appear to be making good money customizing the SL experience for their clients. Very soon, the CSI-branded viewer might bring in thousands of the CBS television show's fans who have never heard of SL before. I wonder what's next. Since the Sheep is partially owned by CBS, might we see a Young and Restless role-playing game? I'd love to play Victor Newman. For Life for You News, I'm Draxtor Dupre, shopping for a mustache.